In this video, I will teach you one of the best ways to get rich in Tarkov. Making money in Tarkov can be very hard and frustrating for many players. To be able to make money in Tarkov, first thing you should do is learning a certain map. And by learning a map, I mean everything including getting to know each room loot and to know the spawns and the flow of the map. Mastering a certain map will help you tremendously increasing the chance of surviving in your raids. In today's video, I chose my favorite map for this wipe, which is Interchange. Interchange and this wipe have been so amazing in terms of both loot and PvP. There is a couple of reasons that make Interchange a very good map in my opinion. First, the variety of loot table choices. Second thing, the variety of player levels, which opens the chances for a very interesting PvP areas. Third thing is the killer task, in which you have to eliminate killer 100 times for a ragman task. Fourth is the current state of economy in Tarkov, which in result led to the prices of computer parts to skyrocket, including the graphics cards, power supplies, and other parts. For example, a graphics card is now selling on the flea market for 1.5 million rubles, and the Tetriz is bartered from Mechanic for a Bitcoin, which is currently selling for therapists for more than 600k rubles. All of those reasons make Interchange a very good map for almost everything and every situation. There is 7 high value loot places in Interchange. First one being the TECHLIGHT, which is located in the second floor of the mall, in the Oli side. Just under it is the TEXHO, which is also another tech store. Third one is the Ultra Medical Storage Room, which is located right in front of the TECHLIGHT Store. Fourth one is the German store, which is a small tech store. Into location number 5, which is Rasmussen. Location number 6 is the EMERCOM medical unit. Location number 7 is the pharmacy, which is at the entrance of IDEA, which is still not widely known. 8th position, back of the office of IDEA. 9th locations is the KIBA gun store. All of those loot places and variety of loot make Interchange a very good map for making money. In order to make money in Interchange efficiently, you should actually consider using loadouts that is not expensive in order to stay on the profit side, because everyone will be most likely be rushing for those critical points, which will result in some PvP situations. Now I will be going through the loot locations that I have specified earlier in the video. First here I spotted the gas station, which actually has a chance of spawning a graphics card, and you need to turn on the power switch in order to activate the electric generators to get access for the extra loot rooms inside the mall. Now first thing, when you come in here, you want to check those shelves for a graphics card, since those shelves has a chance of spawning of a graphics card. Also there is a computers and a couple of jackets inside here, but I think you should not waste any time inside here other than looking for the graphics card on the shelves. Then you need to activate the power switch and then you start heading inside the mall. And one thing to note here is that you should activate and do what you want inside the power station as fast as you can, because there is actually a spawn on your right and in front that might push you on your power station while you are still looting stuff, and you might get stuck in a really bad situation. So do what you want as fast as possible, then start heading inside, since the last thing you want is a 5-man squad rushing you to the power station. Now here, after I activated the power station, I'm going to be heading to the back offices of IDEA. Also note here is that there could be someone that has spawned in front of the IDEA section, so you really want to be very careful when approaching this area. So once you go inside here, you want to look at those shelves everywhere, because I got here actually 2 graphics cards. I will play the clip. That's the first graphics card. And here's the second graphics card, all in the same rate. So as you guys saw, this area could be really very good in terms of giving money, because those 2 graphics cards are actually 2.8 million rubles. At this point, after I got a graphics card, I would actually end my raid here and start heading for the nearest extract. Most likely it would be the EMERCOM checkpoint. Now once you go inside, there is a couple of computers and another graphics card spawn point on the shelf right here, on those tables. Searching computers also could be worth out if you couldn't find anything valuable here, because actually the computer parts are now skyrocketing in terms of price and they are not as bad as they used to be. After I finish looting, if I didn't find anything valuable, I'll start heading to the EMERCOM medical unit, because there is a high chance there of spawning a graphics card on the shelves. Remember guys that you need to take a safer road, because I spawned near the power station, I would take a certain route. The situation would be different if I spawned on the other side of the mall. I would be rushing on a different route. Also, the EMERCOM checkpoint is usually not rushed, because not many people know that there is a graphics card spawn inside. People know that there is a small chance of a LedX spawn there. But actually, after I played Interchange a lot of times, I never saw LedX. Instead, I saw graphics cards most of the times. So on those shelves, you should actually check for the graphics card. Also, under the table, there is a chance of a graphics card to spawn under there. And I actually got one of those. I will play the clip of me getting graphics card inside this place for reference. As you can see guys, it's a very good thing to go inside here and check for the graphics card. Also, after checking for the graphics card, you can check for some medical items for a chance of a LedX spawn. But take a note guys, while moving inside here, it's a very audible sound because you are moving on a metal sound, which really gives away your position since you are making a very high noises. Into the next store, which is called German, which is a small tech store that has a chance of a graphics card spawn. You need to check the tables and shelves in this room because all of them has a chance of a graphics card spawn. Also, this place is also not often checked. After I finished searching this store, if I didn't get anything valuable, I would start going forward for the next stores. Otherwise, if I found something valuable, I would instantly start heading for the extract. Moving on for the next location, which is called KIBA Store, which has a chance of a thermal sight spawn, which is a very expensive item that you could sell on the flea market if you survive the raid. Also, along with the thermal sight, you could find some various weapon attachments that also could be useful, along with some armors and guns that are hanging on the wall. Also a note, if you want to access the KIBA Store or the Ultra Medical Storage Room, you have to activate the power in the power station. So as you guys can see, there's already 3 weapons hanging on the wall. Sometimes those weapons spawn on top of them a thermal sight. I'll play the clip of this thermal sight that I found yesterday. That's the gun hanging in the wall there, so I dropped my weapon because I didn't have a space and I picked up the thermal. Also, the alarm that you're hearing currently right now is because that we have opened the KIBA Store. Once you open the KIBA Store, the alarm will be automatically activated, which will give away your position. So you have to loot and run away as fast as possible. So as I was talking guys, you can find here various of items. Sometimes you could find magazines with a really expensive ammo, and sometimes you could find silencers that they are currently expensive on the flea market. Also, if you have time, you could actually search this cash register because some people say that there is a small chance of a Bitcoin that could spawn inside the cash register. Also, don't forget to check this big yellow box because it has a chance of a red rebel spawn since it's a big spawn. As you can see guys, there is an M4 hanging in the wall. Also guys, it's worth noting that if Kila was not dead, once you open the KIBA Store, he will start rushing from anywhere on the map and camp the door of KIBA Store. So be careful guys about this. Also, don't forget to check those guys on the wall because they have a chance of an armor spawn that could be pickable on top of them. Now heading into the next store, which is called Rasmussen. This was the KIBA Store. And now you need to head down this hallway on the corner to the right. And to your left will be the KIBA Store. Also, while moving here, watch out for the Killa, the scav boss, which could be hanging around those areas. Now RASMUSSEN Store is around the corner to the right. Going inside the RASMUSSEN Store, we need to check all of those shelves to the right and to the left, and also we need to be checking the tables in the middle of the room. Also, you need to be very careful because walking in the wood will be making a lot of loud noises, which will attract and give away your position. This store is one of the most dangerous stores in Interchange, so you need to be very careful while walking here. And as you guys can see, there is a graphics card on the table. Along with the graphics cards, you can find Tetris, which is bartered from mechanic for a Bitcoin, which you can sell for the therapist for a really good amount of money because the Bitcoin price right now is skyrocketing. It's above the 600k. As you guys can see, I found on the shelf a Tetris that I could put in my gamma, and even if I die, I could still get the good value of it. Also, don't forget to check those tables in the middles because inside those carton boxes you could find actually some good items like a Tetris or graphics card. Into the next store, which is called TEXHO, which is right in front of Rasmussen. Also guys, you need to be very careful when walking around those areas because they are very dangerous areas since they are PvP zones and high loot value areas. Now once you enter the TEXHO, you need to be checking the shelves all around the area for computer parts and graphics cards and Tetris. For the computer parts, you need to make your research and to be updated with the prices of the flea market, whether to know is it worth it to pick it up or not. And here in the shelf, as you guys can see, there's a Tetris here. I would put it in my gamma, and then even if I die, I could switch it back to Bitcoin from mechanic and sell it for the third. Also, while walking here, people can hear your loud noises because walking on the wood floor can make a lot of noises that people could hear from far away. Now, after finishing from TEXHO, you need to start hitting the escalators to the TECHLIGHT, which is the most well-known tech store in Interchange. Also, it is extremely dangerous area, so you need to be very careful when walking around this area. So right off the bat, there is a graphics card on the shelves, and you need to be checking all the shelves around the area for some high valuable loot. The rule of the thumb is to loot fast and escape the area as soon as possible. Usually people come here with the nearest spawn, so you should consider those factors when running towards here, since people could be already camping for you when you are coming on here. Just a small trick here, you can run sideways to climb up top those shelves, sideways in any side, A or D, because sometimes there's some stuff that spawns up top those shelves where you won't be able to spot unless you climb. Now into the next location. This was the TECHLIGHT that we have been inside. Next location is the Ultra Medical Storage Key, which is one of the best ways to get the expensive rare item LedX. As I have showed you guys in the intro, there is a chance of 3 LedX spawn inside. To be able to open this area, you need to activate the power from the power station. Also, the Ultra Medical Storage Key is a very expensive item. I picked it up from the flea market for 6 million rubles, which is a very expensive. And in my opinion, it's very worth those 6 millions. Because only in 6 runs, you could get back what you have spent on that key. You can find medical items, including LedX's, on all of those shelves. So you should check them carefully before leaving the room. Also, as a quick side note, you should loot fast and run away as fast as possible. That's the rule of the thumb here. Coming up next is the pharmacy, which is at the front entrance of IDEA, under the escalators. This place is still not widely known at all because they have recently added a LedX spawn chance inside here. So the key might skyrocket as soon as people know. All around those shelves, there is a chance of medical items to spawn on those shelves. I myself didn't found the LedX here because I didn't get enough time to play lately, but it's a good place to check if you have enough time. So that's the end of the video, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions that I could answer them. Put them down in the comments. I will go through them and read as much as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye everyone.